Here's Henry.
Here's Trace. We're back. It's London. GG Bet Ice Challenge.
Yep.
Best of three, number 3. They're saving the best till last. Couple of spicy games coming up here. Some big in-game leaders. Carrigan and Hunden finally locking horns, Trace. Are you excited?
Yeah, I mean, Hunden in the server. That's what I've been looking forward to ever since 2020. Woo. The ball kind of dropped, and now we're going to get to see these two titans, these gladiators, going back and forth in the server. It's sure to be a good one. And, of course, we're here to bring you that live from London. Twickenham. I don't really know much about this pseudo-football sport they play around here.
It's the home of rugby in the entire world, I would say.
Oh.
It's a very special place, and probably the equivalent of something like, I don't know.
The Super Bowl?
Something like that. Yeah, I guess. Something along that level. But I guess rugby is not a worldwide sport, but it's very special here in the city of London. It's a beautiful day out here as well. We've got nice high winds, light rain, looking beautiful out there. And, of course, here are the matches we've had so far. Virtus.pro is showing us they can take down Heroic in a pretty convincing manner. A little bit dicey towards the end of Vertigo. We managed to pull off 2-0. And you can see them dropping down to the lower bracket. We have now Mousesports versus Mad Lions at Double M's taking on each other here. And like I said, quite similar teams in general in terms of the way they're set up. And we'll see whether this is going to be where they can actually show us what they're made of. On the other side, though, of the bracket, Na'Vi and Godsend, a team we really want to see step up. Na'Vi, that is. Godsend not looking for too much, I suppose. We're kind of just seeing where they're at right now.
And you look on the other side, we've already seen the OG Ents battle that happened earlier.
What a
Obviously,
battle it was.
Storylines going into that one galore, but then OG comes out on top, so that does kind of set the table, or at least set the scene for what we have going on now. One best of 3 here with Mousesports and the Mad Lions. Now, what do we know about either side of this bracket?
So Mousesports, they are looking very good in general. They haven't had the most exciting 2020 so far. Not many teams have. There haven't been many tournaments going on, but the end of 2019 was looking very exciting for them, picking up lots of trophies. Pro League, the main one, of course, and then towards the end it was Summit as well. They actually looked like they were going to win with just a stand-in playing as well. Going up against Mad Lions, the screen on your board right now, you can see Hunden, Acor there, Shush, Babsky, and Roy. Jacob's told me to run as Roy. Make sure I'm very careful about that. The 2-star players you want to watch out for are Babsky and Acor. Acor being the sniper, Hunden the in-game leader, and the coach, Peacekeeper, as well.
Peacekeeper. Yes, that is Peacekeeper, also known as Peacemaker.
Peacemaker,
one and the
Peacekeeper, same thing.
It is the same principle, same philosophy he's trying to apply there.
Same old thing.
But curiously enough, I'm curious what he's bringing to the lineup here in Mad Lions. Obviously, he's got a tenure that expands around the block right here when it comes to teams that he's worked with. Yeah, and what is he going to actually be able to implement here within the Mad Lions? That's going to be the one thing that we have to look forward to here. And if you do look at this matchup, it would not be above me to say that they are the underdogs coming into this one.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see why in the screens right now. Mousesports with Rops, Chris J, Carrigan, Voxic, Frozen. Names that leap off the page feed right now. Voxic looks like one of the world's best players right now. His AWP is just phenomenal. Could be very difficult to take him down. Rops probably in career best form. The tail end of 2019 looked absolutely amazing. Chris J always stable. Frozen, star player potential, a little bit streaky. And Carrigan, the in-game leader, very similar to Hunden. He is the core, the foundations of the squad. Maybe not as much of a high fragger as the rest of them, but he's certainly reliable and knows what has to be done. And he's very sacrificial as well. He'll be the one going out first on train, for example, our main entrance, setting himself out there every single time just to pull a bit of aggro away so his teammates can be set up. So it's a very important role, not the most forgiving. But yes, definitely Mousesports, the favorites going into this one. But I feel like the Mad Lions, they could say something about this. His best of 3 is not a foregone conclusion.
Talking about best of 3s, we'd ultimately have to talk about what maps we're going to be playing on. Now we're going to get to take a look at the Vetoes, Infernos out of the door. Mad Lions going and nixing that one. So we're going to see what Mousesports has.
I'm not familiar with the general vetoes of Mad Lions, but you don't see many teams veto Inferno just because it's such a common playground for almost every single team. Overpass makes more sense, a specialist pick for Mad Lions there. Be interesting to see where the picks go here. Do Mad Lions want to float a Vertigo, for example? They want to see whether that's going to work out for them. They could find something very standard. It's going to be Mirage to kick things off. So nothing too exciting. And I missed it. Are we using the new patch this event?
No.
We're not. So they're going to have the bench available to them, all the other changes as well. Dust 2 is a very high fragging affair here. This is looking good for the likes of Mousesports. You could say pound for pound do have the advantage in that sense. And we're going to have Nuke banned by the Mad Lions as we get towards the end of this veto now. Just a couple of maps remaining. Train, I would say, has got a high likelihood of being played considering the teams on the server right now. And it will be Train, no Vertigo. Train to kick things off. That's if we need 3. Mirage, Dust 2, though, very fast-paced maps, and Mad Lions will turn up with their A game to stand a chance against the heavy hitters of Mousesports.
Well, you brought up a good point there. Are we playing on the new patch, old patch? I kind of want to get your feedback on that.
Sure.
I don't know if you've actually seen the new patch and works. What's it playing like?
It's really difficult to gauge it because I've only played it on like Pug so far, but they're interesting changes. I think those sort of changes are vital for CSGO in general, just to have little changes that affect the general gameplay of the map, especially like Mirage. Sure, that bench might not be the best solution for the overall changes of it, but it does change the dynamic. It does give the teams more options. It does allow allow them to change the way the defaults have become so stale right now. So I'm going to see whether that develops as we go forward. But as we mentioned, we are on the old patch right now, so won't have a massive impact going forward here, but we'll see if this 9th round does.
It was funny. I think there's a tweet from Simpus, and he goes, I don't know why they updated the map when they could have just deleted it.
Just got rid of it. I agree. Like, I'm kind of sick of Mirage as well. Like, every team plays at the same time. And I'm not loving what it's doing right now, but hopefully these new changes will bring a bit of a resurgence for it. Here's Acor, like I said, the sniper of the squad. Watch out for him. Going up against Voxic, who's going to be very difficult to take down. If he's on, he is absolutely fantastic.
What about Hunden, though?
Hunden, like I said, very similar to Carrigan. He's not going to be getting the most frags, but he is the brains of the operation. He knows what he has to do to win rounds, just get that one kill that gets him a decent trade. That's all he's really there for. He knows he's got very talented players around him. And there's a reason these in-game leaders remain in the squad for so long. Hunden's been around since I was playing. He's been active since 2008, I think. So
some might even say you learned some things from him.
I've definitely been on the server a few times with him. It's been a while, but he was a worthy adversary back in the day. And there's Robs, one to look out for. An absolute beast on Mirage and train as well if we need it. There's Voxic, already mentioned him and his sniping capabilities. As we'll see Frozen, the young star David, showing us how good he can be at 2019, but certainly needs to find consistency at the top level. If he's on, he looks amazing. With a big stage, sometimes finds himself dropping off somewhat.
Mirage, Dust 2 will be second, and then should we need it, we will go to Train as a decider. Knife round is done. That means the pistol round is ready to get underway, and it's going to be the Mad Lions starting there on the CT side.
Mad Lions. We're going to kick things off, and it's going to be a headshot from Frozen. That's straight towards that connector position. A bit of assistance there from Carrigan to get the smoke down towards the connector position. They're committing off this. Decent flashbang to shroud their access. And at this point, Carrigan, you can see, just leading the way here, trying to find that next frag. It's going to be a 3 versus 2 in Mousesports' favor. The international squad looking very confident so far. Babitsky, we said he was a star, and he'll have to be to save this round. Frozen should be able to close things out. It's Chris J, who does the job quite nicely there. 1-0 Mousesports. They are the heavy favorites coming into this one, and it's a much-needed pistol there. Very clean, only giving up 2 players, and some laughs and smiles on their faces.
Good times. Great fun right here at the GG.bet
Carrigan with glasses
challenge
as well. What do you think about that?
You know, I think maybe he needed, maybe it was time.
Yeah.
You know? When do you get to that point? I know you wear glasses contacts already.
I was having a moment in the shower today when I realized I should just get LASIK because it's getting to the point where I have to wear them every day. And I was like, you know what? That's not for me. That's a lifestyle I don't want to be living.
Well, here is what is for you, Henry. The GG.bet odds. If you take a look, Mousesports are going to be the ones that are going to be a little bit on the favorite side, and obviously so. We're talking about household names at this point for Mousesports, and Mad Lions really want to put them to the test right here. This would be a good way to kick off the event for them, much less the year.
Don't discount Mad Lions. They are a top 20 team. They're currently ranked 16th in the world, and at this level of the game, like anyone within the side, that top 20 can take anyone down really, depending on the map and the context of the day. As we see grenades exchanged here, decent damage done. Chris J swallows a grenade towards that top of middle. He's only got the MAC 10, so not a huge deal. That'll dish some damage back there to Acor, who's the sniper. He'll be taking a bit more of a modest investment here with just the Desert Eagle and no armor. A couple of smokes on the CT side, trying to whistle down the clock. But that's about it. That's about as excited as it gets for now. We're just going to slow it right down, get some map control.
Just bring it down.
Yeah.
Goose fraba.
Yeah, we've got a lot of maps to get through today, so we're going to make sure we take our time. A lot of days as well. We do 2 days, right? Then we have a couple off, and we come back for the main event over the XL.
So we have today, tomorrow, there's a day off, and then we will continue on, and I believe the final is on Thursday?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, a lot of Counter-Strike to come.
Interesting week ahead of us, but not as much of an interesting round here with the Mad Lions, only able to take down Woxic in their attempt to thwart this bomb plant from the side of Mousesports. That's just not going to be the case. Frozen finding himself over here at the A site. Surely someone will walk into his crosshair sooner rather than later. Looks like Mousesports want to hunt down just a little bit here. Go for a little bit of a cheeky peek, as they might call it around these parts.
They might do.
They might do.
He's got one of them at least, but I think that's probably all he's going to be getting unless Frozen is removed by the scouts, and he actually is. It is an expensive round, but they are fully coded next regardless, Mad Lions that is, so doesn't have a massive knock-on effect. It is a beat finish here, as Shush will be trying to hold on to the scout. He has got armor as well, so might as well. Better than absolutely nothing. That's if he survives, though, as they start to limp towards the A side. They're not going to be hunting for him necessarily, but it's clearing the main angles. It looks like he'll survive, no problem. So he saves the scout armor. Not going to have a massive knock-on effect, but it's something. And it's Chris J on his screens right now. They're playing from the boxes here at Twickenham. You can see right out to the stadium. It's a beautiful thing. Have you seen the view yet, Trace?
I actually just saw it a second ago, right before we came out here. It's the first time seeing
Pretty
it.
impressive, isn't it?
It's an interesting place, yeah. I mean, last time I was here, there was a Eminem concert going on.
Okay.
And there was about 90 million people,
It's
give
a
or
bit
take
much
a
when
million.
that's going on, yeah.
There was a lot of people around here. Nonetheless, still cool. Probably should have gone.
Yeah. I think we tried. I think we looked into it.
Oh, that's right.
It was insanely sold out.
Yeah. Well, nonetheless, we will not be seeing too much of an economic investment here from the Mad Lions going into round number 3. As you can note, the 4 USPs to the side of the scout that was salvaged from that last round. And yeah, man, I was just thinking about that whole wearing glasses thing. I was kind of wondering, like, when do you come to that conclusion? It's like, I should go see an optometrist. I should get some glasses.
Yeah.
It's trendy now, too, so.
Yeah, for me, it was more like I want to wear glasses, and it was just convenient that I sort of needed them. But now I've got well into 30. It's getting to the point where I realize I do need them. And at this point, we're watching this TV. I'm like, I do kind of need them to do my job at this point.
Well into 30, he says. Now, we're not going to go into the specifics of that.
31.
Okay,
yeah.
That's not too far into 30.
We're getting there.
I just turned 21, so what do you know?
You're looking great. So
looking great, feeling okay.
We're going to have the Galils, struggling somewhere. That scout should be able to pick up the kill, no problem. That's Rob's removed. So that scout managing to get at least 1 kill here, but it's a pretty convincing finish here for the Mousesports boys. You get the 3-0, cleanly finish things out. Lots of money farmed there. Chris J will keep hold of his Mac 10, and that might remain true going forward as well. Very powerful weapon, pound for pound, in terms of impact it can have in these sort of rounds when the CTs might not have helmets, and you can pick up the pace and dictate the momentum of the game. We will see the next round come through. Carrigan chatting away, working out what their next move is going to be here. As they wait towards spawn, they've got decent spawns towards A, actually, so if you want to go for a fast execution, Carrigan with the mid spawn. We'll see what is in store here as we enter. Round number 4, the Org is out in the hands of Hunden, and we do see Ackle with the AWP, of course, looking for the cross. There's a good chance of a kill here for Voxic. He's very fast, but a little bit too slow on that one.
Super slow on that one. It's going to be to his own detriment right there. Woxic, the first casualty in the round. It's going to give a little bit of space here for the Mad Lions, who are going to be seeing their first investment of the game. Big round for them to take for the time being. Things are going pretty slow across the map. You can tell nobody really wants to push themselves out there into no man's land. That does make sense. They're going to back away from A site completely. They're not even going to be challenging whatsoever. Looks like it's going to be towards a B hit for the side of Mousesports. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and that's exactly what they're going to do here in the B halls. Another smoke, though, is going to buy a little bit more time for the Mad Lions.
Are they just going to contact play this and walk through? It could be the play.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Considering they have a man disadvantage right now, they need the element of surprise in their favor. Smoke's just there. As it starts to go down, I suppose they go in.
But look at Kerrigan's positioning right here, right? He's put himself in a place where when they do begin to rotate, he could potentially grab 1-2 kills. And that could be the difference maker in the round, right?
Yeah, Kerrigan at that Mac 10, he's towards the connector right now. So as soon as he shows his hand towards A, he's actually snuck through as well.
Oh, boy.
This is actually kind of massive. If he gets 1, could have been enough. Unfortunately, the fact he goes down, no one else is there, and they haven't sprung on this. So he was calling back at that point. A's actually clear. You should come over this side of the map. He realized that just as he goes down, and now they get nothing out of this. So this should be a clean round for Mad Lions, which it is. 5 players to survive. It's not a big deal for Mousesports considering they had a Galil and a Mac 10 coming into that one. Their money's still relatively okay, but disappointed didn't even get a single kill there. Nice idea from Carrigan, but if he had the Galil, maybe an AK, he gets 1 kill at that point, and maybe there's a cause for concern on the Mad Lions side, but he goes down with nothing. There was nothing else in response, and they were already rotating towards A.
It was about the time you started to click mouse 1 with that Mac 10 from about 200 miles away that you realize, you know what, this might not go my way.
Yeah, with the first bullet's not an insta-dink, you're just like, right, I'm in trouble now. This probably hasn't worked out.
This is it. This is all she wrote.
So here is Roy, as we're calling him now, looking for a successful opening frag, but Frozen, you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. Not quite quick enough on the trigger. So you take that first pick. Shiz, though, that is a decent trade. They've actually kept it at a 3-on-3. Aqua can't actually justify pushing much further than the connector right now. Not smoked off just yet. But in terms of the remaining utility, the T-side only has a single flashbang now. There is one more smoke they found, which will enable them to potentially get towards the side here. Aiko waiting. Flashed off, his teammates have to rotate through. They'll take a plant in towards the open here, just trying to bait out the sniper. I think it's actually going to work out for him quite nicely, maybe not.
Damn.
Great shot from Chris J, and now advantage Mousesports. This is a big round, and Voxic, he's securing it at this point. Hunden left in a 3 versus 1. He's got the Org. He's in CT spawn right now with a decent amount of utility, but no real chance as they give it to him. That's the first chance.
Yeah, and so far, I don't see a kit on his person. That does create quite the dilemma here. 2 versus 1. Rop's very low. Woxic going to be at his side. Hunden uses that Molotov that he did have, flushing out the player. As he throws the smoke down, he's not going to realize that Rops has actually gotten the fast flank on him, and that's going to be the round. 4-1 for Mousesports.
Difficult to take that much away from the round, considering Mad Lions, they went for that aggressive little jump up towards the fence. It was a challenge that if it works in their favor, they get the opening kill. They all fall back. They batten down the hatches. And unfortunately, they lost it. It actually forces their hand a little bit more. They're the ones that have to search for information, try and get a pick back. They got some trades, but that's ultimately all they got. And on the T side, even a 3-on-3 is always going to favor the terrorists. And we'll find ourselves in a 4-1 position. Mousesports bouncing back, but still money to be burnt on the CT side. It's going to be Aiko with the sniper once again, but a faster approach here. Mousesports to smoke down towards short. Going to be trying to fly their way straight in towards connector. Oh my goodness. It's going to be Bubsky.
Wow.
I don't think he realized how lucky he is to still be alive. He could have come around and found 3 terrorists as he smokes out towards the window. Going to be rotating towards A, but his teammate's starting to drop. I feel like Christian will be taken down at this point, and it looks like Rops will be as well. They've got a chance in the round with 3 versus 3. The orb shot does not connect, and neither does the M4. It's getting a little bit dicey here. Molotov's decent. Smokes are good as well. It will slow things right down. 3 versus 2.
Yeah, they have really put themselves in a tough position here. Mousesports do want to get that bomb down. They will succeed at that much. However, Acor over there towards the ticket booth with the AWP could be that thorn that does prevent them to get away from the site. Running out of ammunition will also do that to Bubsky, finding himself in quite the skirmish there towards connectors, able to come out on top of Kerrigan with the USP. And a nice shot from Woxic. He doesn't even kill it. It's just Bubsky doing acrobatic things over there.
To be fair, he was absolutely buggered. Whatever happened there, he was going down. So tried to
real fast.
Try to make it happen. Didn't work out for him. I think he was dead regardless. Not the best way to go out, as the Crater is the one to remove him.
He's got that SV_gravity 999. You know,
yeah,
just hit
I remember those days.
Oh yeah,
he changed that for people just as they were practicing their smokes or something like that.
Or when people are playing an op map and they just really using the freeze time to their advantage. You hit that gravity, you throw them up in the air, and then you throw them down. And that's
true.
That's all she wrote.
You were an admin back in the day, weren't you?
I'm not going to admit to that.
Yeah.
I've had my share of
admin. Couple of slaps being dished out.
Couple slaps. Might even slayed a few people in my time. Who really knows?
The slaps are the best. They're very satisfying.
Yes, they really are. Especially when that person can't DM. They can't do anything in the game. You pretty much ruin their entire experience. And speaking of ruining experiences, we have Acor with the AWP over on Mad Lions. Nothing to go on his side. He's going to be actually burning quite to a crisp there, half health. That's not a good start to the round. Bubsky pushes the underpass, and meanwhile, the player there in Zoosh will be pushing.
Zoosh. I think Shoosh we're going with, but we can do Zoosh as well.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it's just putting a little finesse on it.
Yeah, no, it's nice. A bit of flair.
Yeah, look at the flare he's putting on. He's pushed all the way into T-spawn.
Yeah.
And he's just going to walk all the way through right now. That's a lot of information to grab.
Juicing his way over. We are going to see the first kill come through, though. As we'll see, it's Bubsky, one of the stars removed. And this is a difficult round. Still winnable when you have the AWP up. You do need the Deagles there to find a couple of headshots. There's the first. It is going to be provided there. 4-on-4 and a decent position for Chuchi. We're going to see whether we can actually make this work.
Oh, my goodness.
There it is.
Chris J is not happy about that one.
He's not. And the fact he's got a teammate on the ramp as well, that just does not bode well at all. So
Rob, you said it was clear, man.
They said it was clear, but it certainly wasn't. This actually does look a bit dangerous now. They get a little recovered. The AWP, this got a nail a shot here. They're going 1 by 1. The bomb's down.
Oh, boy.
They've got utility as well. They could have at least flashed that. Here's a smoke and a good play from Rops. He brings them back into the round here. Voxic knows they're surrounded essentially here. 3-on-2. Players towards middle, jungle. The bomb's down, and he's starting to receive bullets as well at this point. Does grab the bomb. His teammate taking a lot of damage, but dishing it out as well. 2-on-2.
He's going to plant.
I think he does cleanly.
Yeah, this has gotten to be a pretty close round, all things considered. Rop's very low, and what's going to be the retake here from the Mad Lions? They are barely going to let Rops get away. Woxic drops down into the site with AWP. He's going to be standing tall against Hunden's AWP as Zoosh pushes into the site. Nice shot from Woxic over the box there on the Hunden. And a second one is going to cement the round. That's going to give it to Mousesports. Good stuff there, and a good cleanup overall.
Yeah, a bit of a gut punch there to Mad Lions. They came in with Deagles in the AWP. It was actually a 4-on-2 in their favor at one stage, I believe. And Voxic going to town, hitting the shots that really mattered there. Close range, nice and quick, just what you expect from him. Brings us to 6-1 on the T side for Mousesports here on Mirage. Remember, that was the eco, so Mad Lions, yeah, disappointing finish, but they still have plenty of cash going into the next round here. Number 8. We have the AWP for Aiko once again, yet to show us what he's made of. Voxic certainly has. Money pretty decent on the CT side. They've got most of the utility they need.
Mid-aggression, mid-control.
Mid-aggression still allowed with this patch. It's still the narrower top of middle compared to the new one.
I saw someone do a B-hop. It might have been Slime that tweeted. He does a B-hop out of connector up and through the window. I don't know if it's real, but...
Yeah, no, I think that does sound real. It seems like it's kind of ridiculous what you can do now.
It looked crazy, I'll be honest. Almost as crazy as this, the very detriment that Mousesports has going in this round. 2 members having already fallen. Not a good start, not a step in the right direction. Mad Lions really kind of clamping down, or at least trying to. No sense in letting Mousesports get too much of a lead here. And that's certainly not going to help.
Yeah, good stuff there from the CTs. Not falling right back, willing to challenge. 4-2. Need to make sure this is a clean one, though. Can't afford to let even a couple of players go down here. The Krieg given an opportunity. Not going to connect. That should be Rob's done now. I don't see a world where he gets out of there, as it will be a clean finish from Mad Lions, I should say. 4 to survive. Just Bubsky going down. Gives them nice residual cash going forward here. Need to post at least 6-7 rounds here on the CT side for us to really start believing they can do this one. Mousesports are heavy favourites coming into this one, but Mad Lions, do not discount them. As we mentioned, a top 20 team. They've been taking some huge scalps recently. They just qualified for Katowice. Ooh. They're going to be there.
And so are Mousesports.
So are Mousesports. And this is a team that's like, sure, they've been around for a while. They've changed a lot up a little bit, but the core has remained the same, and they're a very skilled roster. And can be underestimated at times, and they found some great results. As for now, entering round 9, no double up setup to be spotted just yet. The M4s are out in full force.
Yeah, not a lot of investment here from Mousesports. Those 2 MAC-10s, they're going to see if they can get anything going in the way of B. So far, that has not been the case. One thing, you know, we're talking about the bench in the middle as this sort of unfolds right here in what is a bloodbath, actually, in the B site. Bubsky's going to be there to mop it up just a little bit. However, Rops and Woxic, the last 2 remaining alive. Should they get the bomb plant, that'll be a somewhat marginal victory on the round.
Yeah, if they can get at least that. You can see them investing with those MAC-10s and the Scout for good reason.
Oh boy.
Voxic can connect a few of those, no problem, and it's good damage there. M4 picked up, gives himself a bit more of a fighting chance here. Brings it down to a 1v1 quickly. Oh. This could be, yeah, they have no idea what's going on here, but it didn't connect. It's the wrong player. Shush down to 3 HP. It really did come down to the wire at that point, but still, it will be Mad Lions to pick up the round there. Voxic, good a chance of any, as we take a pause, just to catch our breath and work things out, as it surely is the eco for Mousesports.
Yeah, just to take a pause and just really talk about the GG.bet odds. You can see Mad Lions really kind of slipping away. There's really quite the gap between these 2 teams now in terms of the odds. But again, head over to GG.bet. That is the official partner here of the ICE Challenge in London. This is the group stage. The year is 2020. Perhaps you have forgotten. There's already been a lot going on this year.
I haven't really left the house this year, so this is my first outing. So it feels good to be back in society.
Well, we got a few minutes here. Henry, why don't you tell us what it is that you've been doing with your downtime?
That's a good question. I have played a lot of Counter-Strike. I won't lie to you. Chad and I have been grinding away at the old CS. Okay. That pretty much brings us up to date. I'm not going to lie to you.
Man.
That's what we've been doing. We've been kind of like trying to take care of ourselves as well, less drinking, smoking, and just kind of exercising in general. And
this wasn't supposed to be like a, sort of a, I guess, admission or
yeah,
this
no,
sort of
I'm just letting everyone know that everything's pretty good.
Nice.
It's going all right. All things considered, could be a lot worse.
It always can be a lot worse, and that's something you got to think about right there. But for the Mousesports, can't be much worse than this in this round. It's going to be an easy sweep here for the Mad Lions. Might even call them the Mad Lads at this point.
The Mad Lads with a clean round there. No problem whatsoever. That was the full eco for Mousesports, but still, 4 now for Mad Lions, closing the gap. It's all they had to do as we get into round 11 here. AK's out, and the Galils as well. Maybe investing a bit too much in that MAC-10 round before, but it's Carrigan to have the less of the rifles to enable more utility. Not the same story for Rops. More of an aim start. He'll be trying to deliver the pain with the Krieg. They call the AWP this time. Shush flashing towards middle, trying to set his teammates up for that push. Incendiaries down as well. This is the old Astralis setup here. Smoke down towards the top. Incendiary the other side to deny access towards this part of the map. And that's what you'll see from Mad Lions. They're a very tactical squad. They've got these set pieces. They like to use them. They don't just rely on individuals, as Frozen and co might do at points. They send him flying in towards me. Great headshot there. That cracks the side wide open. Maybe even the round. If that Molotov connects towards window, it might be done. But still, a bit of wiggle room for the CTs now. But I think they're retreating already.
And that really does sever that rotate, right? That really does just cut the head off the snake right there. there. However, there wasn't even anybody there, right? And we've already seen the Mad Lions back off. This round's done and dusted.
You expect your Bianca to get at least one. It was just a really fantastic shot from Frozen there. Not much Hunden could have done. He wasn't anticipating one player just to fly through with a single flashbang. And you have to admit sometimes, okay, that hasn't worked out for us this round. Considering it's so early on, they've still got their utility in a 5-on-4. We would just be throwing money away. So sure, you'll give up the round, but you're going to keep 4 alive here. Potentially get some exit kills as well. And that's not going to be the case, at least for now, as Robs, he's on the hunt. He was actually towards A. And now we've got another CT locked in, as we'll see Roy battling his way through as he does collect what should have been an AK. It's actually the Khalil from Carrigan there. A little bit disappointing, so we'll have to hold on to the M4A4 for now. Looks like he survives at least. The T's don't really have enough cash to justify a full-on manhunt here. So just going to fall back. Bubsky holding on to the M4 as well. Most importantly, the AWP. So they've got a strong buy here considering the clean sweep they had before. And this game is progressing quite nicely. Mousesports, they'll be happy with this so far, but they want to be like getting double digits.
Yeah. They want to come out here and make a statement with this
absolutely.
game.
Yeah, this is the start of the tournament for them. They want to show they haven't just been resting on their laurels in the break and come here swinging, as they were looking very impressive towards the end of 2019. A team I don't think many people, when it first was announced, were that excited about, especially with the unknown quantities of Frozen, etc. But it's been a great roster. The amount of success they've had recently, whether they can keep it up, I'm not so sure. They took so much attention away from the top level of CS. It's going to be fascinating to see whether they can keep that up or the pressure will get to them. I'm not sure.
Well, great pick from Acor there to start the round. And what is a round where they do have the double op set up. Bubsky finding the other op. Meanwhile, it's going to be Mousesports that want to challenge here in middle. They really want to take control of this. They're going to try to pincer it there from underpass and top middle. And for the time being, the smoke's going to give them just enough cover so they do not see their adversaries there in connector. This Roy, well, for all things considered, they're going to be stacking up. They're going to look like they want to head towards the A site. No real misdirections here. Nothing tricky up the sleeve of Kerrigan as they work slowly into the site. There they have it. They have been spotted. Nice trade from Chris. And now that Roy has made noise, they absolutely know he's there in jungle as well. Him falling certainly does leave the site into a bad place, except for Hunden. Now, Hunden is the man with the plan.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy here from Mousesports. Very common angle, and Hunden's going to get a couple here. It's going to be Acor with the AWP providing the covering fire there from short. And we find ourselves Voxic. 3-on-1, 30 seconds remaining. Has got the bomb, but not really much of a chance at all, to be honest with you. No real utility. This is the last bit of it. Molotov thrown through. Is it enough to bait him out? It is. So he knows exactly where one is, but still, the AWP to deal with Unsure, who's going to nail this shot.
Ooh.
Quite.
Pretty close.
A slight window from Voxic here. He'll go for the plan, but the AWP will surely swing out, close things down, and there we have it. It is going to be the round there for Mad Lions. The 3 players surviving that double AWP setup, working out very nicely indeed, especially from short as well. Mousesports right now look like the better team in terms of the individual mechanics. They're hitting more shots, but Mad Lions are more than happy to capitalize upon their mistakes, which are happening. You are seeing gaps and positions that are overlooked.
Well, they've had to, start the car in cold weather, right? And that's kind of what you have. Yeah. This being, they're stacked up against Mouse, first match of the tournament, the day, what have you. Gotten a slower start. Now they've got double ops out there. I think it's probably given a little bit more comfort.
Well, now if you're Carrigan, you've worked out a double AWP setup. You want to fall back to more set-piece orientated gameplay, if possible. We are going to have a complete spray down here. It's a disaster for Mousesports fans. They were trying to walk in towards A, but nothing really happened. It was the eco, but still, 0 kills is always a little bit of a gut punch.
Well, here is the other part of the map that has seen some changes, right? We're talking about the end of B halls. We're talking about what Valve has done to change what the B setup looks like, the B approach if you're coming through that B halls. Have you seen that side much?
Not that I can recall. I was focusing mainly towards top and middle where it's wider. Now you can't do that Astralis smoke. The bench, obviously. I did play Mirage yesterday. I don't think I went towards B that much. If I did, I can't remember any significant changes. So
that's how I play matchmaking too. I sometimes don't really remember it, especially the bad ones.
We only played it once yesterday, so I normally stay away from Mirage, but I was willing to play considering the changes. Still didn't do that much for me.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. I get it. I really do. In fact, every time I've queued matchmaking lately, it's just been against cheaters. But anyway.
It is a bit of an issue on that right now.
Yeah, I mean, that is a bit of an issue. What is also an issue is when, okay, let's say, hypothetically, someone is cheating on the other side. Right. And then your teammates are like, you know what? Check me out. You turn them on, I'm turning them on. Then before you know it, you've got 2 dudes running around, spinning like DJs in the club.
Has been known to happen.
It's wild scenes, really. Really a whole new definition to the world Wild Wild West.
Well, Mad Lions starting to come to life here. We do have 1 round in it. 7-6. Double AWP setup looking strong. Voxic certainly being challenged at this point. They can have 2 turrets either side of the map. 2 of the big names of the squad, Bubsky and Acor, with the snipers holding down and just trying to cause damage here. The AT doesn't quite get the angle right there. If it goes through the door, might have done significant windage towards the T side, but unfortunately does not connect, and they'll slow things right down here.
This has become a very smelly side here for the side of Mousesports. 7-6. They're going to look to end this half on a high note, but they need to grab this round right here, and they're going to set up for some sort of misplay here, perhaps telegraphing over to the other side. A lot of nades being used over here towards the A site. Meanwhile, the majority of the hit looks like it's ready to go out onto B. The bomb over at A. This could be a little bit of a spanner in the works here. If you look at Mad Lions, they're going to be certainly thrown off by all this utility being used.
There's a lot of it. Smokes all over the place. A split looks almost like a certainty now. The 2 players towards the Palace position. Acor's going to be checked twice here. They'll look towards Short. Can't split the difference, and it will be Frozen to take him down. Now, Shush has been overlooked. This could be an opportunity, even with his teammates going down. They're not going to check the shadow position. Had to make it a little bit cleaner than that. He's going to be spammed down here, and it will be Frozen to pretty much guarantee the round here. Bubsky with the AWP. Just looks at one cleanly towards the bomb site. Ignores him. Tries to focus towards a connector. Doesn't work out. And Mousesports pick up the round. Like I said, a bit more of a brawl there. They're not really relying so much on having all the smokes down when the actual execution comes through, all the commitment towards the bomb site. They like to cause a bit of a ruse. They like to bait out utility from the CT side, make them feel uncomfortable, then go in together and use their superior aim, nail the shots, and it has worked for the majority of the half. It's just the last few where Mad Lions really have woken up. They've given themselves a decent foundation going forward here. Final round of the first half, and money decent on either side. All for Voxic once again. Kriegs across the board on the T side as Carrigan fends off this push from Acor towards middle. Flashbang is looking good, but the shot's even better.
Really going for it there, and Acor's going to land it onto Carrigan. Putting that deficit into play, and they're going to continue to do just that. Only 3 members live from Mousesports. Weapons still in their hands. Enough utility to get themselves out onto a site if they could even find the door in the dark, because that's not going to be happening towards A right now. Meanwhile, the 2 members left alive. Chris J is going to fall as I say that, leaving it just up to Woxic. 1v5, AWP, and last round of the first half of play here, this best of 3.
Yeah, I think that might be it. Unfortunately for Voxic, it's going to be about padding stats at this point. 4 versus 1. Painted into a corner, and not a very good one. He's in T-spawn with a minute on the clock. The bomb, it's on his back. I guess that's something. And it would take an absolute meltdown of a situation for Mad Lions here to even give him a chance.
My God.
That was a chance there, but unfortunately for him, Acor to close things out. It was looking like a desperate half for the Mad Lions. They brought it right back to 8-7, and that's exciting me. This best of 3 is just starting to warm up. We'll take a break and see how this one concludes.
All right, there was a short break, very short break even. We were looking for that. Didn't land, and that's completely fine.
Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't.
And that's
this
the
time
way
it didn't come through.
Yes, that is very much true.
No
also,
break, got to keep it flowing.
Yep, this map being a jewel itself.
It is a diamond in the rough, I would say. People weren't expecting much, but it's certainly starting to deliver now. Smoke, 3 flashbangs, Mad Lions making their way towards the B side of the map. This will just be a straight up smoke bomb site. 3 flashes over, but Frozen played a great game so far. 11 frags for his name. Not a boatload of kills, but the ones he's had have had massive impact in terms of winning the round. And they're hitting rotations towards short. That's their cue to go. In they go. No real grenades thrown here. Gut feelings being deployed at this point, and Rops, he'll give one back, but I don't think he'll last long here. Great shot from Hunden, and now the back and forth continues. Bomb to be planted momentarily as Carrigan patrols towards short.
Tried the bomb now, just getting onto the bomb site here. Carrigan has a flash, maybe wants to use that to create some space here. In the meantime, Woxic's going to go all in. Guns a-blazing. It's going to cost him his life. Carrigan with a good trade there onto Roy. Looking for the second one in the halls. 2 versus 2 here. Chris J smoking off the bomb. Finds himself in an awkward predicament there against Acor. And certainly that one could have went the other way. However, Acor's going to mop this one up, get it done, and grab the pistol round there for the Mad Lads, the Mad Lions themselves.
My goodness. So you could see they were getting ready for a set piece there, but some sound cues came through, a bit of rotation towards short. They had multiple footsteps towards that position. One flash over, in they went, and managed to trade out kills efficiently. As soon as you get that bomb down as well, especially in a 3 versus 3 sort of scenario, T's have such a massive advantage on the pistol. They can just shut down the range, deny any sort of access, and it works out very well indeed. But they do have to fend off the force by now, and Mousesports are a team that are known to win these sort of rounds. Fantastic pistol players, especially that Desert Eagle. Yep. You can see 4 of those brought out. Carrigan, Chris J, Robson, Frozen. And you see Voxic on the scout.
Yeah, the scout on the Woxic is really what could be that playmaker right there in the beginning. Obviously, you finish up the kills with the Deagles, but you got to get out there first, and that's just not the case.
Apparently not. They've lost the first 2 kills here. It's a lovely set piece. Like we said, Mad Lions, you'll see a lot of these from them, but Frozen, he actually gives them a bit of a window into the round. Carrigan follows it up as well. 3-on-3, bomb plant denied. This was looking perfect for them. You could see they had full access to the side the first 2 kills. Bomb was going down, and then it spammed through the smoke. It slows everything right down now. In terms of HP, it's about equal as well. Firepower, certainly not. Just a scout and a couple of Deagles on the CT side. Voxic waiting for his opportunity here. 1 minute on the clock now. There it is. Oof. Doesn't connect.
That's right. Both teams really kind of stalling right there, waiting for the other to make a mistake. And well, that's just not the case. It's going to be Mousesports that does lose one there in what will be the retake. Carrigan evening up the score, 2v2. And this has gone all the way here for Mousesports. They're able to convert that one. A good turnaround here in what was a round with 4 Deagles and 1 Scout. They do come out on top there.
Yeah, they do. And it's a comfortable one as well. 30 seconds left on the bomb, but the final kill comes through. No problem whatsoever, to be honest with you. We said they're decent at picking up those second round force buys. They show us how they can do it as they manage to have 3 players survive as well. Bomb defuse now coming through. No problem whatsoever as we get into the next round here. It's almost certainly going to be a force from the Mad Lions themselves. They get an extra $800 for the plants. It's not going to be a massive amount of cash, but enough to bring out a similar sort of buy with Deagles and Scouts, or they can take the eco here and get a full buy into the next round. This depends if you want to try and cut off the head of Mousesports now or bide your time. I would say the latter with Mad Lions. What I've seen so far, they're not a team that's going to be trying to out-frag Mousesports. They're trying to outplay them. So they're going to take the full eco here and buy up with the rifles next round, which I think is the better call.
Since we have one of these, I dare say, trash rounds ahead of us,
sure.
I might tell you that I'm planning on going on a camping trip.
A cabin trip?
Camping.
Camping trip?
Not cabin. Camping.
Okay, a cabin trip. Okay, whereabouts would you go camping?
I'm going to brave it. Going to go out somewhere in Florida, perhaps Georgia. Maybe even Alabama, but definitely Florida to start.
Okay,
test
so
out a new kit, right?
Yeah, the temperatures aren't too much of an issue there. It doesn't matter if the kit doesn't work. You can just lie in the dirt if you have to. You won't die.
Oh, I'm ready for that. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
But, there's just something about getting away from screens and getting away from, I guess, society.
You gonna take a new iPad with you, or
no? That was gonna stay there. Not a sustainable sort of thing to have out in the wilderness.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna have to take like 4 battery packs with you.
Hey man, I got like 6 chargers. Brought my juicer out here, guys. Ready?
Yeah, I would like to go camping. I haven't been since I was about 12. I think I would like it, but now I've had a taste of this life. I'm not sure I could go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've become full red, white, and bougie. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I agree. Maybe one day, yeah. We'll have to. When are you going to go? Maybe I'll free up my schedule.
I'm going to go over what I consider to be a Hallmark holiday. You might know it as Valentine's Day.
Here we go, then. It's a bloody Valentine here over on the B bomb site. We have kills being exchanged left and right. Carrigan, known to be a bit of a bastion of the B side at times. Very, very strong play for him so far. Looking for another kill. He delivers. That's the M4A1S. I love this weapon. It's a little bit underrated, I think, in these sort of anchor positions. You can be very mischievous and sneaky with it. As Carrigan, he knows he's done the heavy lifting at this point, trying to stay alive as long as possible. And it might not be enough, down to the 1 versus 1. Shush actually with the advantage now, spotting Chris J, who's only got that UMP. He still has 100 points of health. Incendiary and a smoke available for the Dutchman. Is it enough, though? This is actually getting quite tense. Bomb, not on the back of Shush right now.
And Chris J biting into that sound cue at first, but for the time being, he knows that he can't play too forward. He can't play too aggressive here. He's going to have to play off sound cues yet again. And this next one should be that of the bomb being planted over here towards the B site. Chris Shea is going to take this opportunity to kind of move around. He does have a Molotov and a smoke, so he could perhaps use those, but I think he's got really good footing right now in this this sort of retake right here. I don't think that they're going to be able to find him, and he just doesn't seem to land the shot.
Yeah, it's the UMP at that range.
Yeah.
It's just out of grasp for him. Like, he played it so well. He outpositions him. He gets out of the window, no problem whatsoever. But as soon as it comes down to the 1 versus 1, he knew he was done for. One bullet from that AK, he's going to be taking heavy damage. He won't have time to reposition. And we get to a 10-9 situation. It's Mad Lions winning back on their force buy. And it does bring us to another pause. So, 10-9 overall. Money pretty broken. Carrigan's already called they're going to be buying into this one. I dare say he'll drop that M4. Considering just what he does for the team, he's very selfless like that. He'll never hold on to the main weapons.
2 ops out of this.
We'll see what happens here. Voxic on the MP9, like, he is very good with the SMGs, I'll give him that much. And Rops with a helmet, might be better off him having the M4, but I guess his Deagle is world-class, so you have to look at it in that way. We'll see what happens.
Shooter preference, right? Like, if he wants to use the Deagle, he could be like, okay, well.
With it being CT-sided as well, remember, Carrigan plays B anchor. He needs a decent weapon to hold them off. So it's not like, oh, it's a skill thing right now, but this is the way it has to be. You're going to have the Orbs maybe focusing towards middle and A, and Carrigan just focusing with the rifle towards B. After getting 2 or 3 kills there in the previous round, they probably won't be heading in that position.
No, but they've let that op come into the battle. They've let it cry out, and now the Mad Lions that know these AWPs are out here. 2 of them to be exact over here for Mouse, as we said. And the setup is going to be pretty standard so far. They're not going to contest middle. If you're Mousesports, you have elected to give that up here to the side of Mad Lions. Albeit not a whole lot of room to run just yet. Nowhere to really go if you are the Mad Lions. Here comes some smoke and utility usage. The game of chess, as you might look at it.
It'll have to be for now. Mad Lions know they're up against some sort of force buy here, but are they aware of the double or potential? Carrigan, he's removed. Good trade from Voxic. We said he's very good at the MP9. Now, do they want to challenge once again? Bullets were running low there. Aiko will actually find the advantage here. Christian needs to couple the AWP. Falling back now, and it's the Desert Eagle. We said Rops was good with it. Makes good on his promise. He'll get us into a 3-on-2 now. In terms of time remaining, 45 seconds here. Bomb to be planted. So recoverable here. The Danes trying to do what they can. Flashbang towards Connector. Very effective one at that. And they will yield a frag. A couple of them.
Oh boy, that went totally wrong for the side of Mousesports. Frozen set up with the AWP. He's got an overlook of the site. And a nice kill there on the A-core. Not sure exactly how he pulled that one off, but he does it with USP. Knowing that this bomb is planted for either catwalk or over there towards jungle, he's going to tap it, try to force that. Mad Lions, the peek out, goes for the kill, almost grabs it. He's so low, he's going to have to charge him with the USP. Grabs the knife, thinks about it, and ultimately doesn't capitalize. That could have got way more messy than it did.
The great shot with the USP as well. The fact he even gets that kill, I think he was just under 100 as well. That's incredibly difficult. Makes it work. There was an opportunity to win the round. That orb shot had to connect. The first one when he was fading away towards jungle. If he gets that, I think there's just enough time for a 10-second defuse, but ultimately not meant to be there. Nice work from Mad Lions. A good flashbang towards the connector. The alley-oop was delivered. Yielded a couple of frags for Acore, and it gives them a 10-10 scoreline and a full eco pretty much here for Mousesports. So they've got USPs. Pretty much that's it. A CZ, P250, no armor, no nades. B-Rush coming through. Should be safe on this one, even though he stacks B with this sort of buy. It's not going to be a massive deal. It's when you're against the partial buys, that's when you should be really worried about the B-Rushes, but it doesn't really matter what you do in these sort of rounds. It should be absolutely fine regardless. Bomb planted, job done.
Job's done.
And it will be 11-10. Mad Lions taking the lead now.
Yes, they are. And again, I want to remind you that this is the Mad Lions map pick. The next one will be Dust 2. Mousesports choose that. And when it came down to it, it was Mousesports that wanted to play Train as a decider over Vertigo. Props to them. Good stuff. We're going to see Mad Lions take charge here in this matchup. They're going to grab that 11th round.
Yeah, it's still a bit weird with Vertigo, isn't it? Because even maps like Mirage are being changed, like, at this point. Like, how do you know what Vertigo's would look like even a month's time? I feel like it's just such a bogey pick for a lot of teams right now. I saw MIBR are picking it a lot these days just to try and have something strong for themselves that no one else is really playing at this point. But still, it seems like such an anomaly in terms of the map. No one really wanting to be masters of it just yet.
Had the the Liquid MIBR game yesterday?
Yeah, I watched all of that. That was a lot of fun. The run booster were coming in every time. Like,
Naf is killing everybody.
Naf was killing absolutely
everyone. He's a nasty
everyone.
dude now that I think about it.
Yeah, he's getting himself out there, isn't he?
Really putting himself out there in double doses almost.
We will see another pause come through. And this stage, it is going to be called by, I believe, Mousesports, who are starting to quiver a little bit on the other side of the server. Money's not great. They have the M4s out, but no AWP so far for Voxic. He'll have to make do with the M4 himself, trying to work out whether he wants the kits or a full array of utility. There's the scores on the doors for you. Carrying at the bottom with 9. It's going to be Frozen on top with 15. And Sushi at the top with 18 there. And at the bottom, it's Hunden. My eyesight eludes me.
The Sushi at the top. I do like the sound of that.
I do need the glasses today. Tomorrow is the glasses day. When the numbers come up, that's when I'm really struggling.
Man. I'll be old one day. Till then, just a sprightly young character watching a little bit of CSGO. Speaking of watching CSGO, quite the tournament going on here in London. And quite the action going on here towards Catwalk. It's going to be Acor that's really shining as a light here for the Mad Lions across this map. It does seem like he's always there with the answer. And again, he finds the AWP kill. 2 versus 2.
Yeah, and the bomb site's wide open here. They've got plenty of time. Molotov towards the kitchen. Perhaps he's going to use that to get close to the corner, swing. When required, his teammate can actually set him up a couple of flashes towards kitchen as well. So this will be another great teamwork play coming in from Bubsky and Acor. Can they find it, though? They wanted to get control of the kitchen. There it is. Commitment comes through now. So they now can actually send the AWP to focus towards short, ideally. Acor's going to do just that. Checks out the apartments quickly. Both CTs towards short. They've got a flash and a smoke. If they're going for this, they need to go now.
Yeah, time is starting to dwindle. We're just about at 15 seconds. It doesn't look like they want to go for it. They elect to peel back and concede another round here to the Mad Lions. 12-10. So far, so good here. The Mad Lions got a little bit of a slow start, and now on their map pick, they are starting to take it away.
Well, there we have it. Very convincing second half so far. Remember, they lost that second round force buy as well, and managed to get themselves back into it. Right now, 12-10 up. Money still desperate for the Mousesports boys. They've got themselves a couple of rifles saved in the previous round, but still, they're not looking their usual selves right now. And like you said, it's just like starting a car in the cold. Like it's a new year, big tournament, not much to make of Mad Lions. It's a team you know you should be beating. It's a difficult map to kick things off as well. But Mirage, you know they're going to have absolutely everything watertight on the map. Very tactical in that regard, and Mad Lions actually look pretty convincing to take this first map. This round might be indicative of which way it's going. As Rob's now boosted up towards short. AK in hand. He knows he needs a couple of kills here. First one won't be his. Hunden.
Too aware.
Yeah, just takes him down with no problem whatsoever. Great shot from him.
And that's a rifle out of the fight. No one's going to be able to go up there and grab it until they do. I believe it's Frozen that got that at the end of the day. Just taking it patiently, taking it calm. Mad Lions not really in any hurry. Still a minute on the clock, and they do find themselves in an advantage by 1. A bit of intel there, too. 3 players entrenched here towards the B site for the side of Mousesports, one of them being Kerrigan on Catwalk, as you see. And they're going to leave Woxic to his own device over there at the A site. Now, he's going to have himself a awkward little skirmish here in just a second at the top of Connector. And there you have it. Wasn't even really a skirmish. It was more just like an execution, I suppose. A site wide open. 3 members here on the B site for Mousesports.
Yeah, not looking too good. Someone needs to step up here. M4s and the AK still alive. Remember, it wasn't a full investment into the round, but suddenly had a fighting chance in it. CZ looking at close range kills, but it's all down to Frozen here. He's there with the other rifle as well. They can still fight this one back, but Hunden, he's been a thorn in their side throughout this round, and the bomb, it starts to make his way back. They've got control of the A site. I think that's under the remit of Shush right now. So he's going to be calling for the rotations and the CTs. They have no real choice but to hold on to the rifles towards B. So yes, they get the kills required there. But again, now the bomb's down. They don't have a kit. They've got low HP on Frozen. They've got the AWP. Might as well save what they have. It's another similar scenario.
Yeah, at that point, you got to get the hell out of Dodge. That's 13 for the Mad Lions. Do we think that they're going to have enough firepower on the Mousesports side? I mean, obviously, we're going to see a buy come out in full force.
Yes.
Even Chris J could drop, or they'll maybe throw the op his way. But obviously, this next round, I mean, we talked about this one being indicative to the scoreline. At the end of the game, I also think that this next round could be that too.
Yeah, especially if they save the AWP now as well. There'll be no excuses at this point. They're going to have a full buy. It's not the danger point at this stage. They still have a bit of a buffer of a couple of rounds before it gets to map point. On the CT side, expect Mousesports to start stepping up. Money's been an issue for them so far, but it's been a great game for Mad Lions. You cannot deny that so far. They've actually got themselves out of difficult situations with fantastic teamwork. Those set pieces. Hunden's had some impactful shots. The previous one towards Robson middle was noteworthy for sure. But Voxy with the AWP now. He was fantastic in that first half. Suddenly has slowed down in the second. It's been more about Acor. We'll see whether this battle continues now. As we mentioned, full buy for Mousesports. If they're going to start digging their heels on the CT side, it has to begin now. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty simple victory for Mad Lions towards the end. That's now 5 rounds in a row for them.
5 rounds in a row. That is not what you want to see for the side of Mousesports. Here's your time for redemption. And let's see if they can do it. Acor finding quite a bit of real estate up catwalk already with AWP posted up towards there, that jungle angle through the connector. Flash over A inside of Mad Lions. Draws no party. Mousesports aren't sticking their neck too far out there. Voxic has something to say about that.
Yeah, he's holding defensively, though. He'll be joined by Carrigan in the B-bomb site. Vox is currently waiting towards the bench. Org positioned as short. Oof. Good grenade. That does about 130 damage there. Well then, okay. We are seeing them being chipped away at. Mousesports now holding crossfires. No one overcommitting. They don't want to go into one-on-one duels at this point, just playing like a team. AWP, though, will be removed. That's one of the low HP players taken out of the equation, but still a 4-on-4 good trade coming through. Final commitment now towards A, but Mousesports trying to hold on to the best of their ability.
Yeah. And just as we said, that was a round the Mousesports needed. Keeps them into the game. They pick up a second op on that. And now we're going to see the double op on the CT side for Mousesports. Still enough to buy over on the side of Mad Lions.
Should be. You'd expect so after 5 rounds in a row, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's the best of buys. That's why I've taken a pause. Under 3,200. 35 for Acor, but there's still a buy there with the 7 grand. So just need to distribute the wealth out accordingly. Mac 10 for 100, not a big deal. Having one player in Mac 10 actually can work out for the better sometimes. You can take all that aggro away, bring a lot of crosshairs out of a key choke point, as we'll see the double orbs come through once again. Voxic and Chris J, that's a scary combination. And it looks like they're actually going to be trying to challenge it this round. They are going to fully invest into the round with Acor AWP, Galil for Shush, and then we've got the Mac 10 for Hunden. So not the best setup, but remember what you said, they are a tactical team. They like to deploy the set pieces and buy themselves space with the utility. Is that going to be one of these rounds now? They've had a tactical timeout. If I'm Mousesports, I'm going for an aggressive round at this point, knowing their money's low, and that's the way they like to play. But here comes Acor looking for that cross towards the step position. A difficult shot. Don't see this connect too often these days. The incendiary certainly blocks the view.
Yes, it does. Both sides do. Hales Rops get in that sandwich position. Should they clear that, that's going to be a problem. But for the time being, again, Mousesports really don't want to tempt fate too much. They don't find themselves being too aggressive here, and rightfully so. They are the lesser currently. And the traverse right there from the Mad Lions is going to come into effect. Going back towards the A site.
Set piece coming in.
Yes, sir. Bubsky heading towards middle. Meanwhile, the rest of the players here stacking up towards A ramp. And they're going to have Raj. Raj.
I think we were going with Roy originally.
Roy works. Roy, Raj.
Roy, Reg, anything really.
Reg. Anything at this point. But speaking of anything that will do, an A site hit is on the card, and that's what we're going to see. Rob's in a very good position, getting clear later. He isn't able to do anything in this round, and wow, neither is Mousesports as a whole. These 2 AWPs is all they got left.
There you go. You allow them to execute on you, it's going to be difficult to contain. That's what I'm saying. When they've called that timeout, you might want to be targeting aggressive. Let's just, even as a trade at the start, just to remove this full 5-man execution potential. They weren't really ready to deal with that whatsoever. They didn't have anyone aggressive towards the A round. They had no mid-control on the CT side. It's a very passive round from Mousesports, and if you give them too much space, is what will happen. Mad Lions are known for being excellent from that side of the game. But speaking of excellence, there's Voxic trying to stay alive. A couple of good kills from him, but worth the hunt for sure. Even though they gave 2 kills up, it was already such a clean round. That was more than justified.
Still plenty of money over here for Mousesports. Plenty of money. Voxic sitting on 9K, even though he does fall there in that round. He's going to be able to put another AWP back in the hands of Mousesports. Meanwhile, Mad Lions really in a good spot here, provided they win the next 2 rounds.
If they do, yeah, they've gone for the double orb setup again. And if I'm honest, that's not the setup I'm calling against a team that's playing defaults into executions. That's actually the nightmare scenario. You just don't get any vision unless you're playing a very aggressive orb game, which Voxic normally does. Haven't seen too much of that in the second half. Been quite contained. Same story for Chris J, really, but still getting to the bookend now of this first map, the pick of Mad Lions. 14-11 up. We said they are a top 20 team. They are not to be discounted. Not a household name at this point, but they're certainly getting there. Chris J defensive again.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be a backbreaker should Mousesports lose this one.
Yeah,
that'll be all she wrote, supposedly.
Starting to build up now. You can see them just gunning for that mid control. This is more of a default. Taking vision away from the CTs, forcing out their utility as well, making them doubt their position. Chris J, though, big shot. Bubsky removed.
Yeah, they needed that one big time, especially in the early parts of this round, which is slowly ticking away. Catwalk is where the grouping goes on. And quite the play. Rob's able to find 2. Does create an opening here, creates a chance for Mousesports. And there you have it.
Yeah, it's looking quite promising for Mousesports. We said it was a must-win round, and they keep 3 players up, including both those AWPs. A short focus there. You can see that the playrooms live from Twickenham in the stadium behind them. Idyllic scenes.
It's a cool vibe.
Yeah.
I do like that. I also like that the games are being shown on all the TVs
around
the entire stadium.
I haven't checked it out yet. That's awesome.
I just looked out the window. I was like, wait a minute. Oh, cool. There's what'd you say?
Are they pumping our voices out there as well?
Probably. Yeah. So shout out to everyone in Twickenham tonight coming on out and watching the game.
All 50,000 of you crammed in as we get into round 27 here. Mousesports looking to stay alive at this point. Voxy, that is, burns down to just 36 points of health, and the CZ jumping through as to take the aggro away as the rest of the players now more than prepared to jump through the window for the cause as well. Frozen with flames around him at this point as well. It looks a little bit dicey. He's guaranteed one more frag here, and he actually gets double, and that will be a clean sweep for Mousesports. Just what they needed there. No real pressure in the round, and still one away from that point. Mad Lions will buy up into the next. What will they? I think that was the force buy, wasn't it? So they got nothing.
They've got nothing.
Okay.
It is rough.
That was a big play. That was a massive call from them.
Sometimes you got to go for it, you know?
Yeah, and they went for a pretty underwhelming B approach. I assume that's why it was eco. I thought if they're going to force buy it to be something impressive, they're going to be showing us some sort of fake or crazy execution. That was pretty standard.
Not a B dump of grenades and just hope for the best. It didn't really pan out the way they wanted to if you're the Mad Lions.
So the flash attack from the Palace position, looking to flash Chris J and hopefully get a few kills here. Here's him jumping down, though. He takes a lot of damage, but gets the first. He needs to maintain this position now, if it's possible.
Oh, boy.
Couple of kills, bomb planted, but he's fine with that. He'll be dropped eventually. Did what he could there, to be fair. And that's going to be a 14-14, and we'll have one player trying to recover the AWP. If he gets 1 kill on the return, that'll be enough considering the context of the situation. Maybe a chance for a bit more. We will see. He'll be done for now, though. So defuse comes through, no problem whatsoever, and we'll get into a 14-14 scoreline. Mousesports looking like the likelihood of getting 15 is up there at this point, considering where they were. But still, Mad Lions with the full buy going forward, and the eco yields a bomb plant.
Very important pause coming out here for both sides.
So last time we had a pause, right? Mad Lions just did a set piece in towards A. No reaction from Mousesports. We haven't really seen any aggression from them so far. It's called the coach hits a PC as well, just to note that. That's Peacekeeper, as you called him, at the front there.
Peacekeeper, the Peacemaker. Yeah, a man of many names. HLTV.org forums have a fun time with his name, so shout out to those guys, whatever they're doing over there.
I think it's because the shotgun in Apex Legends is called a Peacekeeper, and I've always got that in my mind.
Sense, okay.
I casted one of their events recently, and I kind of got stuck in my head.
Ever since you played it?
Ever since I played the game, yeah. It's been a real fun. I knew this day would come, and here it is. We have got one of the penultimate rounds here, number 29. Voxic, we said he hadn't seen much aggression from him so far. He did take a lot of damage from that Molotov before.
Yeah, he loves getting out there. He doesn't want to get caught with his pants down again. He was burnt to a crisp last round.
So in terms of initial setup here from Mad Lions, the mid control seems to be the main focus. It's working out for now. That's Rob's removed. A key scout by the Mousesports machine. Grenades exchanged. Shush does get taken down to 66, but still the man advanced here, looking to post map point first.
Yeah. Mousesports are holding on to it, just clinging on to it. Woxic going to be forced out of the connector by Molotov and some smokes. Meanwhile, no Fs are given in the chat.
Yeah, he had no clue what was going on there, and that's going to be a disaster for Mousesports. I don't know if this round's even possible anymore. 5 on 3. They have money for the next round, so they might as well go for it, but now it doesn't even look like it's likely to get close to the bomb. 4 versus 2. Voxic's already loaded and discovered, but Frozen, he's fragging back, but only can do so much. 3 on 1. Krieg in hand. Looks like Mad Lions have done enough here. They've taken the pressure off. At least they've guaranteed overtime. And at this stage, young David, all he can do is hold on to the Krieg. Not even going to be allowed to do that. It's going to be 15-14. They'll have to play for overtime. All the rounds have been found, but do we get a few more? Mad Lions on their pick, looking to close things out in regulation if possible. They will have the advantage overall, but like we said, there is a decent buy to be brought into the final round here for Mousesports.
And the one thing you really have to look at is the tactical prowess of Hunden. You have to know that this guy has came out here swinging it today.
Yeah, I
swinging
agree
it
with you.
And slinging it.
Making it look good.
Yeah, making it look good, making it look damn good. I think that's what you meant. And rightfully so. 15-14, Mad Lions on the cusp of grabbing this first map. Acor, definitely a player to have your eyes on in this series if you are just joining us. So far, he's been a pretty big shining light up there on the side of the Mad Lions. For the time being, they're just going to be nading the hell out of him. They don't want him to have any more room in the B-halls than he has already. And so far, Mad Lions want to take this slow. They know that they don't want to go to overtime. Nobody really wants to go to overtime.
No one wants to be there. That's a good point. We'll see now if this final round from Mad Lions is where they close things out. A set piece. You can see them posturing now from T-Spawn over towards the bomb site itself. It'll be more of the same. Molotovs all over the shop. Smokes just taking away all of your vision. It'll be stifling, overwhelming, difficult to contain here. It's the AWPs as well. Defend them off as the smokes are delivered. 50 seconds remaining. I don't think they'll be falling back. This will be the final play for Mad Lions, and there's no CTs on the side to actually fight in front of the utility. They'll have to be more of a retake setup here as they drop incendiaries, trying to hold on, keep the manpower up. As Chris J will spot one for this smoke, removes his kneecaps there. Bubsky removed. Bomb to be planted, but he is taking damage. One more shot will do it from Robs, doesn't pull the trigger. And now 5 versus 4. Advantage Mousesports looking for overtime, but smoked out once again. The utility is just so difficult to manage, but still Robs will get them through it. 5-on-3 now. Bomb ticking at some pace, getting to the halfway point as 20 seconds comes through. Need to make their final play now as the backstab comes in. Is it enough from Shusha? Needs a couple of kills at the first. And now a 4 versus 2. AWP removed, round done, overtime found. Mousesports have done enough there after getting another full execution thrown in their direction. They handle it so well. Didn't panic this time. No one goes down for nothing. They wait until their opportunities arise, and Chris J, he certainly capitalized upon them.
That he did. You're talking about being stifled. I'm talking about being stifled, Henry. This one was definitely one to remember. I mean, you look at this round. Ultimately, it pushes us into overtime. Probably not what the Mad Lions wanted.
No, it's a full reset at this point. We'll see what rule set comes through. It's either MR3 10K or 16K. 10K can be a little bit more difficult to handle as a CT side. I think the standard these days is 16K. I need to sneeze real quick. So
okay, well, if you could just take that headset off while you do that. Thank you, sir. That's right, everybody. Make sure you're using your hand sanitizer, washing your hands, and ultimately wearing those surgical masks when you are in public
do none
place.
of that like me and never get sick because you're just so strong, so immune to everything.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
All right, man. If you want to live like Pigpen, that's fine. Me, not my jam. Nonetheless, first pick coming out there on the side of the Mousesports. They're going to take Acor out of the fight. Certainly a piece that they don't want to see leave the round early.
We didn't see any of these sort of setups from Mousesports, at least successfully.
Well, they gave it mid like almost seemingly every time.
Yeah, they were very tentative, I would say, overall on the CT side of Mousesports, but that's more like it.
The only player that was really putting his neck out there in the middle would have had to have been Woxic, right?
Yep, I agree. And this is a much easier round for Mousesports. Like, why didn't we just do this in regulation? This is much easier. Just kill everyone one by one. They won't throw any grenades. We'll take that. And I don't think there'll be much for Hunter to do here. Maybe a kill.
How dare you, Henry. Okay, yeah, nothing's going to happen there for Hunden.
No damage inflicted at all.
Not one singular point.
Yeah, you don't see that too often. And that's overtime as well. So it doesn't hurt you too much on the T side, but 2 full buys will leave you compromises in the third. That's if the bomb doesn't get planted. You lose both these rounds, of course, but time will tell. Certainly taking the wind out of their sails some more getting into overtime. A full reset. They stay on the CT side. They win their first round. And now you're back to the drawing board. You're just going for the, yeah, that's what I say. You're just going back to what Faithful, what was working before. At least you're getting bomb plants down with this.
Yep.
When they had control of the momentum. I like this from Shooter. He's trying to block his footsteps there so he can rush the palace area. And they won't hear him coming. They'll have no idea. You can see it enables him to get out a bit quicker. Good shot from Frozen. Still has one more player to deal with here. That's going to be towards the A ramp. So an innovative approach from Mad Lions. Like we said, they're very good at the grenades and having all these little tricks. But when it comes down to headshots, Mousesports certainly beat them pretty much across the board, I would say, as they go 2-0. Another fast A approach. We said there'd be compromises. We have 2 full buys, and we'll see whether that comes in true here. So you get the AKs. You get most of your grenades. You can see they haven't got absolutely everything here. Helmet, AK, having assist a deagle for Akel considering he had the AWP. Enough to win the round, but certainly not looking your best.
We were going into overtime. We're getting close to the words overtime coming out of our mouth. We're watching Mad Lions pick up 5 in a row, and you're thinking, okay, this is not looking a great hold. This is not a great start for Mousesports. But as the story is told, as the GG.bet odds are on your screen, you'll see the Mousesports are still the favorites in around about 1 to 5 odds right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And the continued aggression here from Mousesports is looking so much better for them. They've shook off the first map nerves. They've looked like a little bit of a difficult team at times, but this is much more like it. Chris J delivers shot after shot, keeps himself alive, but a self-preservation towards the back, but still a 2-on-2 here. Final round of the first half of regulation might actually give Mad Lions a round. Those Molotovs, though, certainly not helping things out. That was destined towards jungle. Now will have to be the alley flashbang once again. These have worked out well for Mad Lions so far. They know they've painted one into a corner. Smoke towards connector. Here comes a swing from the rifle. Carrigan getting it done, leaving Bubsky in a difficult 2-on-1 here. If he had more HP, you might give him more of a chance overall. They've got smokes, flashes. He needs to find one very quick kill and stay alive. That's the aim of the game here. There it is. Now, can he do it? Can he survive? And apparently not. It is going to be the final round picked up. 3-0 for Mousesports. Good effort there from Mad Lions at the end, but ultimately didn't find a round and went A 3 times in a row.
And a really good flash there from Bubsky at the end of the round. Unfortunately, nothing that would really change the outcome of it. And you really have to look at him like, okay, well, now what can you do with your back against the wall? This is where you really get the chance to turn it around. If you are the side of Mad Lions.
Shush with 31 kills. Doesn't deserve to be on the losing side here. He's not yet, but 1 round would do it as they switch things over now. Same rules apply. It'll be a T-side affair for Mousesports, a 10K under their belt, but a lot less pressure. Knowing you need 1 round means you can be a lot more loose with the calls in general. You can call for some rushes towards B. You can try and close things out early with a fast A execution. And here we go. He goes for 4 players towards the apartments here. He's going to send it. He's going to go for the full-on fast play here. So many players on this side of the map suggest they could do. That's the first kill for Carrigan. He likes the sound of that. And all Bratz is off towards the underpass. He knows a guaranteed kill is waiting on the other side. A call removed. And that was an audacious play to say the very least. With 1 round to go, I respect it. You've gone for that shot, but if you miss it, you can see the result.
Oh, yeah. And it's just a gamble, right? I mean, you are at that stage of the game where throwing Hail Marys and trying to bring the map back, you know?
For him to make that call, it suggests he has confidence in his own ability, but it might have just cost him the game there.
Unfortunate truth spoke by Henry. And truth is just about all that he speaks, from what I know.
At this point in my life, that's all I've got left.
Just the truth.
Yeah,
no fluff, nothing else. Just cold, hard facts with Henry Greer.
Just
new
getting
podcast.
Warmed up, 2020, new year, new me.
New you, huh?
Yeah, just more exaggerated version of myself, I think.
More, drawn out,
more jaded.
more.
It's fine.
Yeah, man. I get it, Good luck to you.
It's going to be okay.
Everything's going to be okay.
From tomorrow, I'm going to be the happiest dude here.
You mean, you seem like the happiest guy here now.
Yeah, and that's what you think, but wait until I turn up tomorrow with my A game. So I'm just giving people a little taster today. What I'm capable of. I've got a cast of Halfwell next after this as well. So, all the boys, got to keep them happy. And right now, just giving you my 6 out of 10 performance, okay?
Got to keep them all happy.
He'll get what looks to be one of the last couple of frags here. 5-on-2, Bubsky. We'll be joining Roy, trying to retake what seems to be an impossible scenario now. It's going to be a 5-on-1. Decent effort from Mad Lions on their map, but ultimately leads to failure. Mousesports just too good individually. It took them a while to get warmed up, and there was a moment it looked like Mad Lions had them, but all that really matters here is who takes the map, and that will be Mousesports on the pick of Mad Lions. Mirage falls in their favor. Sure, it was in overtime, but the job is done. Very convincing towards the end, and we will see a 4-0 finish there in overtime.
Yeah, and it really is something to say there about the Mousesports, who are bringing it back. They do it, and they bring it all back here in what was kind of slipping away from them at one point.
Absolutely was. It felt like exactly what we kind of expected coming into this one. On the set pieces, when they had money and a bit of momentum behind them, it was Mad Lions. It looked like not necessarily the better team, they knew how to beat Mousesports. But once they kind of took those ecos, they were humbled a few rounds in a row, they managed to get themselves to overtime. And then as soon as we got to overtime, that's when things really got interesting. Mousesports actually kind of dusted themselves down a little bit. They started deploying those actual setups. We see a bit more aggression thrown into the mix as well, and there was no problem whatsoever. Problem is now Dust 2 coming up, a real fraggers map. Mirage is up there on the list. You've got like Cash, Mirage, then it's Dust 2. That's the one where you're really tested individually. Mousesports in that department looking much better, but hopefully we'll see Mad Lions step up to the plate. We'll take a break and be back with map number 2, which is Dust 2, very shortly. We'll see you there.